Muy buenas tardes, amigos televidentes, damas y caballeros. De nuevo les saluda a esta hora de la tarde, servidor y amigo Armando Rangel, el locutor número 19, a través de 5.2 Somos el Valle, 1240 en cable, para la presentación de uno más de los programas de la serie de In the Blink of an Eye, presentado por cortesía de Pueblo Tires and Service, el centro del auto de la familia, que le ofrece cambio de aceite convencional los miércoles para las ramitas a un precio sensacional de solamente $22. Además también una revisión de 7 puntos de su vehículo. Y los jueves también tenemos el Día de la Familia, donde también se cobra solamente $22 por cambio de aceite convencional en su vehículo y de nuevo a la inspección de 7 puntos de su vehículo. Además también tenemos tremendos planes de financiamiento, ya les tengo platicaron más adelante, pero en esta ocasión con mucho orgullo quiero decir que de nuevo estamos aquí en uno de los edificios de South Texas College, aquí por la calle Pican, donde ya hemos estado en varias ocasiones entrevistando a varios miembros de la facultad, a varios miembros también de la administración, y en esta ocasión no será la excepción. El capitán Benjamín Valdés, nuestro conductor de este programa, va a tener a cargo esta entrevista que esperamos sea del completo agrado de todos y cada uno de ustedes. Mientras tanto, recuerden que para el servicio de su vehículo de máxima calidad, ahí está Pueblo Tires and Service, ubicado en 13 ubicaciones en todo el Valle de Río Grande y el sur de Texas, desde Brownsville hasta Rio Grande City, desde McAllen hasta Alice, hasta Kingville, y en fin, ahí estamos para servirles. Pero mientras tanto, vamos a un corte comercial y luego regresamos de voladita con el capitán Benjamín Valdés Champusi.
Hello, folks. Up to 24 months to pay. That's right, up 24 months to pay. No credit needed.
Never heard of such a thing, Chef.
Oh, but wait, there's a whole lot more. Visit our new store in San Juan, Texas, where you can get a complete drive-through oil change in as little as 12 minutes.
Come on, Shampoozy.
Bada bing! And a free multi-point vehicle inspection. That's right, the most convenient oil change in the whole world. Shampoozy, dance!
Think tires, think Pueblo.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Hasta 24 meses para pagar. Así es, y no necesitas crédito. De eso estoy hablando.
No, hombre, Shampoozy, ¿quién oye de tal cosa?
Y hay más. Ven a Pueblo Tires en San Juan, donde puedes cambiarle el aceite de tu carro en como 12 minutos.
No, hombre, Shampoozy.
¡Para ping! Una revisión de tu carro gratis. El cambio de aceite más conveniente de todo el mundo. Shampoozy, que bailen.
Think tires, think Pueblo.
And we're back. Welcome to In the Blink of an Eye with yours truly, Benjamin Valdez, El Capitan. Armando Rangel, I think, is on a coffee break now, but we're back. And we're happy to be here today, this Saturday afternoon, here at another South Texas College educational program. And we're today here with Olivia de la Rosa, who's a director, Continuing Professional and Workforce Education Department. Olivia, thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming.
Well, Olivia, it's always been said that it's costlier not to have an education. I think, a lot of us, especially here in the Valley in our culture, personally speaking, you don't realize the value of an education sometimes till further on down the road you say, wow, I should have stayed with it. I should have, maybe you dropped out of high school. I can give you a little story later on about that. But here today, I like what it says here, the future starts here. And we're gonna learn about this program is called Hiset Program? Hiset Program.
Yes.
So Olivia de la Rosa is a director here. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been doing this? And what is it that motivated you to get into this type of field of work?
I've been with South Texas College for about 10 years now.
Okay.
Prior to that, I worked in manufacturing. I worked in manufacturing for about 8 years as an engineer. Got laid off from manufacturing, and I decided to go a different way because manufacturing is very stressful. So I like helping people, and so this was just a nice fit. It was something that I knew I was going to enjoy.
Well, I don't have an engineering background in manufacturing, but I do have a little background in manufacturing. It was back in the late 70s and 80s. I worked at a manufacturing plant in Houston, winches and cranes, and I learned about the ins and outs, raw material, welding department. We had a tool room, and it was very interesting. It's stage work, but it manufactured hydraulics and all that. So it's very interesting. But so you went from manufacturing engineering to this, and you say you want to help people. And we have something in common because at Public Tires and Service, we want to help people keep their cars safe. You have a car, obviously. And
yes.
You depend on your car?
Oh, yes.
But now, do you have one car or two in your family?
We have two.
You have two?
Two.
So, and most households have two, actually. And we've discovered that through the years. So, Olivia, what is it that you find satisfying about this particular work that you're doing now, helping? And tell us about this program in particular. Could you explain to us about how it works and what are the requirements of the Hiset program?
Okay. So continuing education, we deal mostly with people that maybe don't have a high school diploma, don't know English. They want to start, and they know that they want to improve their education. And so they come to us to it's the first step. This Hiset program is similar to a GED, and I think everybody knows the GED. For years, everybody either gets a high school diploma or GED, but more recently, we have started doing Hiset program because you do get a high school equivalency, so you do get it's like a high school diploma, but it's a little bit easier than a GED. And we've had more success people passing this Hiset test and get their high school equivalency than we have with the GED. This particular program here will prepare somebody. We offer 120 hours of instruction to prepare them to take the Hiset test, and it's 5 tests that they have to take when they take the Hiset test.
I'm going to tell you this little story. I didn't finish high school. I dropped out of high school in the 11th grade. I did pass the 12th, but the love bug got me, and I got married. I got married young. I thought I knew it all, and I said, hey, who needs further education? I know how to read and write, I think I've got it, right? Well, after we got married, now you got to work, right? Well, everywhere I went to look for a job, hey, high school diploma or equivalency. So what do I do, right? So right. I had to have odd jobs here and there. So made the decision. We were in Houston. We moved to Houston from Indiana. That's where we got married. Went to the University of Downtown in Houston. So when they asked me, hey, did you go to college? Oh, yeah, I went to the University of Houston Downtown. And I went in there and asked about the GED program. And they said, well, you got an option. You can take several tests in one day, or you can do them all one at a time and space it out. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go for broke. I'll just take them all. So they gave me, I don't know how much it was, 7 tests or something about, you name it, done math, I forget already, but some, grammar and so forth.
Right.
And I took them. I said, well, here goes. And hey, I passed by the skin of my teeth. He said, oh, okay, wow, okay. So long story short, I got my GED, and I was proud of that. Hey, I got my GED.
Right.
Years later, we were moving. I had boxes in the back of my truck, and if the box fell out, and so did the GED. So I never went back to get it. I guess I could go and ask him if I could.
Right. Yes.
So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it when it comes to GED. So finish high school. I mean, it's important.
Yes.
But Olivia. And, we're going to talk more about this, but again, welcome to In the Blink of an Eye. On behalf of Public Tires and Service, we thank you for giving us this opportunity, and it's our way to reach out to the community and let them know, Olivia, about some of the wonderful programs that South Texas College presents and offers in the Valley. And but we're going to take a little break, and we'll be back in the blink of an eye.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Hasta 24 meses para pagar. Así es, y no necesitas crédito. De eso estoy hablando.
No, hombre, Shampoozy, ¿quién oye de tal cosa?
Y hay más. Ven a Pueblo Tires en San Juan, donde puedes cambiarle el aceite de tu carro y como 12 minutos.
No, hombre, Shampoozy.
¡Para ping! Una revisión de tu carro gratis. El cambio de aceite más conveniente de todo el mundo, Shampoozy. ¡Que bailen!
Think tires, think Pueblo.
Hello, folks. Up to 24 months to pay. That's right, up 24 months to pay. No credit needed.
Never heard of such a thing, Shampoozy.
Oh, but wait, there's a whole lot more. Visit our new store in San Juan, Texas, where you can get a complete drive-through oil change in as little as 12 minutes.
Come on, Shampoozy.
Bada bing, and a free multi-point vehicle inspection. That's right, the most convenient oil change in the whole world. Shampoozy, dance.
Think tires, think Pueblo.
And we're back in the blink of an eye on behalf of Pueblo Tires and Service, your family car care center. We also want to remind you folks that we have financial options up to 24 months to pay and no credit needed. And if you're, I know you're waiting for the income tax, many of you are. Hey, come over visit us today. We have financial options up to 24 months to pay and no credit needed. Now that I got that out of the way, okay, we're back with Olivia de la Rosa. The future starts here, the Hiset program. Tell us a little bit more about the requirements and the process of this program in particular.
Okay, so we do actually, this Hiset program, we do in collaboration with a lot of training. And by training, I mean an occupational training. So individuals that qualify can come to us. We prepare them to get their Hiset, and hopefully they pass the test and get their high school equivalency. And at the same time, we will offer them some kind of training. We do things like Hiset with phlebotomy, Hiset with welding, or medical office assistant. Structural welding, we do the payroll assistant. So individuals not only get their high school equivalency, but they can also get some kind of certification to help them find an entry-level job. And some of them, like for instance, the payroll assistant, that is a program that we do in collaboration with the credit side of the college, where they can actually take two credit courses, two academic courses, that once they get their high school equivalency and they enroll on the college side, they've already gotten credit for two courses. And that's even before they've got their high school diploma, their high school equivalency.
Okay, and that sounds fantastic, but one of the questions I've got here, the income eligibility, how does that work?
Right. So some of the grants it does depend on income, the level of income. And for most of the grants, they have to be making maybe about $37,000 or less with children, if they've got children. Now, if it's a single person and they're making, a low amount and not supported by their parents or something, they will probably qualify also. The way we qualify them is that every Tuesday morning at our technology campus, at 8:30, we have an orientation, and they come in and we go over all the programs. We want to make sure that whoever comes to this program is successful, that they want their high school equivalency, that they want the training, that they want to better their lives. And so then we'll qualify them, we'll ask them, what is your income level? We'll send them to financial aid to make sure that they are at the correct income level. We will test them to make sure that they're at the correct reading and math level. We want to make sure that they're successful. So if somebody's at a very low grade level, we'll give them tutoring before we actually put them into a program. So we'll help everybody, even if they don't initially qualify, we'll help them to eventually qualify for our programs.
Are you allowed to take a GED a second time around?
Yes, you are. You are, and the Hiset also. You can retest. There are limits. Once you've retested 2 or 3 times, and you have to wait like 60 days before you can retest again. But yes, you can retest. And what we do is, if you take a test and you don't pass that test the first time, we will give you more tutoring, more help, because we want you to get that high school equivalency.
Okay. Not to harp on the eligibility of the income, but say, now this program is for young adults and adults, older adults, doesn't matter the age.
It doesn't matter the age.
18 years and older.
Right.
Now, as far as the eligibility of the income, say somebody out there, because people, are people out there that, maybe barely have a job, or, they don't make 27, 30, not even 10,000 a year.
Right.
Do you have people come in here in those situations?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We can have people that come in that don't have a job, that are working, or they're working part-time, they're working and they're just not making a good wage. They want to improve their lives, so they come and take our programs because they want to better their lives.
Okay, well, what is the percentage, would you say, that you've seen through the years that you've been here? Is it more men or women, or 50-50?
It really depends on the program. When we put on a welding class, it's usually men.
Okay.
We do have women in welding classes. When we put on we've done a payroll assistant, medical office specialist, sometimes it's more women in those programs. But we have a mix of both. And I think for most people, they just want a foot in the door. They want to start somewhere. And so they will, if they set their mind to it, they will be successful.
Yeah. Well, I can't go back in time, but I guess if I could, I would have finished high school first. And but sometimes you make those decisions in life, and I learned the hard way. I was telling another group of people I met, some of your students at your other campus that I went to the University of Hard Knocks. And, but, you know, if you can, it's always better, of course, finish your high school. Unfortunately, sometimes there's circumstances and things, but we're thankful that there's programs like this. And this particular program, like what you've mentioned, there's a lot of folks out there who are needing, and even just for, how should I say, for self, for their, I don't know what you call it, you want to feel fulfilled, you know, hey, I got my GED.
Right.
You know, I can go back, I dropped out of high school because, you know, whatever. Sometimes there's circumstances that happen in life, but this helps me feel, you know, fulfilled, and I can move forward. And once they go past this hurdle, there's no, you know, you got other programs that they can continue their education.
Exactly.
So that's wonderful. And I noticed, you know, again, you mentioned medical, payroll, computer, structural welding. You know, where I work at, we have the administrative side in the office. Payroll is obviously very important.
Right.
We all want to get paid.
Exactly.
And we have IT, you know, gentleman who's in charge of all our web-based information that we put out there to the community. So we understand, you know, Pueblo's been around for 48 years, the importance of having a process of an administrative, you know, that covers HR department and all that, because it's not just the technicians out in the field. You know, we're a full service company. We do everything from, you know, we fix everything. We even say we fix broken hearts, okay? And, but again, if you need something in your life that you say, hey, GED, now, one more thing about the GED program that you have here. This is a year-round, or am I missing something?
No.
This,
Well, it is year-round in that we start classes at all year-round.
Okay.
Yes, but they can start at any time. Like, we're starting classes in February, we'll start classes in March, so yes, they can come in any time.
Okay. Well, Olivia, again, thank you for having us here. We're going to take another little break, okay? And we'll be back in the blink of an eye.
Hello, folks. Up to 24 months to pay. That's right, up 24 months to pay. No credit needed.
Who ever heard of such a thing, Chef
Oh,
Boozy?
but wait, there's a whole lot more. Visit our new store in San Juan, Texas, where you can get a complete drive-through oil change in as little as 12 minutes.
Come on, Chef Boozy.
Bada bing, and a free multi-point vehicle inspection. That's right, the most convenient oil change in the whole world. Shampoozy, dance.
Think tires, think
¿Qué tal, amigos? Hasta 24 meses para pagar. Así es, y no necesitas crédito. De eso estoy hablando.
No, hombre, Chef Boozy, ¿quién oye de tal cosa?
Y hay más, ven a Pueblo Tires en San Juan, donde puedes cambiarle el aceite de tu carro y como 12 minutos.
No, hombre, Chef Boozy.
¡Para ping! Una revisión de tu carro gratis, el cambio de aceite más conveniente de todo el mundo. Shampoozy, que bailen.
think tires, think Pueblo.
Once again, we're back, and thank you for joining us in the blink of an eye. We continue our interview with Olivia de la Rosa, Director of Continuing Professional and Workforce Education at South Texas College here on 2621 West Pecan Boulevard in McAllen, Texas. Olivia, again, besides the GED programs that you offer, you also have a English class. Tell us about that.
So we do ESL classes, English as a second language, and our ESL classes are designed for people that want to learn the language. Some people come in just because they want to learn how to they want to be able to talk to their kids' teachers at school, or they want to go to the bank or the store and be able to communicate with the customer service representative. And some people come in and they start at the very basic level and go all the way to our very high level because they want to go on to get an associate's degree or a certificate on the academic side. So our ESL program is designed for anybody that wants to learn English.
The English, okay, so back to the GED program, just a question that pops in my head. Some of these GED classes that they take, are they also done in Spanish, English, or just strictly English?
We do GED in Spanish because there's individuals that need a GED just to get a job, and employers will take a GED in Spanish. Even here at the college, if you want to go on to the academic side, you can take the GED in Spanish, and pass it and still enroll at STC. You just have to show, you'll have to show English proficiency if you do. Some people will start with our ESL classes and then go all the way up to the upper level and then transition to the GED because they know that they want to, their goal is to get their high school equivalency and then go on to study here at STC.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. And it's amazing. But again, some of the there's a lot of people in this community. I was born and bred here in the Valley, and but you'd be amazed. I've learned quite a bit from doing this TV program in the last couple of years. How there's so many programs, especially the South Texas College. I've heard of South Texas College. I've seen it, but I didn't know the depth of what you all offer. And it is. And obviously, somebody like you said you changed professions because you want to help people. You want to help people to learn and continue their education. That's great because it's not easy. It's not easy. And today's world, Olivia, as you know, the technology keeps changing, keeps evolving, and frankly, yeah. If you know both languages, English and Spanish, you're of more value, to companies because everything's in English. All the communication processes are mostly English wherever you go.
Right.
Now, there is a turnaround a little bit because of our culture, our Hispanic culture. You go further up north to, say, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan. I understand that even some of the law enforcement people have to take Spanish classes.
Right. Yes.
Because there's so much Hispanics now. We're growing like weeds everywhere. And so it's the other way around. They got to take,
exactly.
So it's amazing. And when it comes to, I have a granddaughter, and she's 4 or 5. So I said, hey, you know Spanish, right? She goes, yeah, I know Spanish. Well, say a few words in Spanish. And she said, cucaracha. I said, okay. I mean, but it sounds kind of like it's not a problem, but it can be a problem, difficulty, because in our culture, I was fortunate enough that my family was from deep South Mexico in Zacatecas. So they came over here. I was born here, but I learned how to speak Spanish more or less, better than your average Chicano, okay? Because we have a saying here, you're a pocho, you're a Chicano, and your Spanish is slang, And a lot of us that we grew up here, we're more inclined to English, and we know very little Spanish, and when we speak it, it's all broken. And when you go to a place of employment, again, everything, the processes you gotta communicate, whether it's shipping and receiving, whether it's manufacturing, instructions, everything's in English.
Exactly.
So that's why there's so many people also that can't find a job because for some reason or other, they didn't get their high school education, they never went back for a GED, circumstances, but you all are here to help.
Yes, we are. Yes,
and could you give us a phone number and a website where they can reach you?
So they can reach us at 956-872-3585. That is our office, our main line here. And then if you go to the southtexascollege.edu website and click on Continuing Education, they can find information on our programs.
Okay. Another question, Olivia. Besides yourself as a director, how many staff do you have as part of your, faculty?
So the department as a whole, we have about 25 employees total, and then we have maybe about 40 to 50 instructors that work on an as-needed basis. When they have a class, we contract with them too. So overall, we are a pretty large department.
So would you say, in what you've seen, you've been here, 7, 8 years?
10 years.
10 years, okay. This is well worthwhile.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And right now, our GED programs, if they qualify for a program, for GED or Hiset, they don't pay a single penny. They don't pay anything. And some of these programs are more expensive. They can be close to $1,000 when you throw in the training. But if they qualify for our grant programs right now, they don't pay a single penny.
And it is amazing. You meet people in life that whether they came from Mexico or even here, and they had a poor upbringing or difficult circumstances, but hey, they keep pushing. They educate themselves, and before you know it, they have a great career.
Right.
So I like one of your signs that says here, I'm not here to be average, I'm here to be awesome, right?
Yes.
So, folks, Olivia de la Rosa here at the South Texas College in this program. Olivia, before we part ways, we're going to have some final words, okay? And I'd like you to appeal to community out there, but thank you for what you're doing again. And I know this has benefited tremendously a lot of people
Yes.
in the Valley. So, folks, thank you for joining us today again in the blink of an eye. And again, on behalf of Pueblo Tires and Service, we thank you for giving us the opportunity to help you keep your car in good running condition, because your car is what takes you and brings you, right? And our job is to help keep you safe. And don't forget, we have financial options up to 24 months to pay, no credit needed. We'll be right back in the blink of an eye.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Hasta 24 meses para pagar. Así es, y no necesitas crédito. De eso estoy hablando.
No, hombre, Shampoozy, ¿quién no oído de tal cosa?
Y hay más. Ven a Pueblo Tires en San Juan, donde puedes cambiarle el aceite de tu carro en como 12 minutos.
No, hombre, Shampoozy.
¡Para ping! Una revisión de tu carro gratis. El cambio de aceite más conveniente de todo el mundo. Shampoozy, que bailen.
Think tires, think Pueblo.
Hello, folks. Up to 24 months to pay. That's right, up 24 months to pay. No credit needed.
Who ever heard of such a thing,
Oh,
Shampoozy?
but wait, there's a whole lot more. Visit our new store in San Juan, Texas, where you can get a complete drive-through oil change in as little as 12 minutes.
Come on, Shampoozy.
Bada bing, and a free multi-point vehicle inspection. That's right, the most convenient oil change in the whole world. Shampoozy, dance.
Think tires, think Pueblo.
Amables amigos, pues llegamos al final de uno más de los programas de In the Blink of an Eye. Cortesía de Pueblo Tires and Service, el centro del auto de su familia. Y pues, una vez más, gracias. Los esperamos el próximo sábado a las 6:30 de la tarde aquí en su canal favorito, 5.2 Somos el Valle, 1240 en cable. Benjamín Valdés tiene las últimas palabras de este show.
Armando, you and I can take this GED class, okay?
Fíjate que sí, haría mucha falta.
We got a contact now.
Yep.
Okay.
Y ahora sí hacemos como.
Olivia de la Rosa, thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming.
Just give us some final words to the community.
Well, if you are wanting to improve your life, get your high school equivalency, learn something, learn a new skill, come and visit us here at South Texas College Continuing Education.
There you go. And you can, well, the phone number is 956-872-3585, correct?
That's correct.
And the website?
Correct. Website is southtexascollege.edu/CPWE.
All right. Again, thank you, Olivia de la Rosa. Thank you for what you do. So, amigos, now you know Spanish, English. You can learn it here, GED classes. They prepare you for a better future. And again, you know, I think it's more expensive not to have an education. But if you haven't had a chance, don't feel discouraged. They can help you here with people like Olivia de la Rosa and her staff. And we just want to remind you again on behalf of Pueblo Tires, right, Armando?
Claro que sí.
Okay, financial options, up to 24 months to pay, and no credit needed.
No, señor.
No credit needed. And don't forget that nobody, but nobody, loves you more than Pueblo Tires and Service and South Texas College Continuing Professional and Workforce Education. You ready?
Nobody.